Yeah.
But I just want to
Yeah.
quickly talk about. I talked about who's the replacement for Locke, and we came up with some suggestions for that. But really, the big question also is who is the next captain? I just want to get your
Mm,
thoughts on who that person might be. Is there
yeah.
anyone that's kind of standing out to you, or are you thinking of maybe two or three options at the moment? Let
Yeah.
us know what you're thinking, man.
Yeah, man. I'm actually bounced between two people here. So, first one, I kind of want to stay loyal to the season that Mitch Barnett had, and obviously, he was the captain when Tohu dropped out last year. Um, I really enjoyed like what he did out in that football field. His leadership was definitely there, and obviously stepping up to the level where he got to the Australian squad, got to the Blues squad. He had a breakout year last year. He was absolutely incredible, and it'd be cool to see him lead the squad out there as well. But the other guy obviously is James Fisher-Harris, and I think they're the two names everyone's throwing up there. I've heard obviously both are either way. I agree with both of them. Either way, I feel like this is a kind of the new era of the Warriors, right? We've pretty much come from Sean Johnson, Tohu Harris through that COVID period as well. It was some tough years there. Those guys have now left us, and Fisher Harris has just come over. Obviously, the Kiwis captain probably helps him in that sort of area as well. But yeah, those are the two to have in mind. You could probably co-captain them. I just saw a comment about that. That's probably a really good idea as well. It does feel a bit weird just giving the captaincy to a guy that's come straight to the club. But the Doggies did it last year with Critter, and I'd say that for me, James Fisher Harris has just got as much leadership, if not more leadership, than what Critter had. Obviously, being a Kiwis captain and all that, so he could definitely lead us to a new era. So those are the two names for me. A lot of people will probably say Roger and stuff. I would probably just leave Roger, do what he wants to do and get himself back into form. For me, yeah, Mitch Barnett, Fisher Harris, I think are the two on my names. What do you reckon?
Very likely. I kind of harken back. Those in the chat that can correct me, but I think Steve Price pretty much came straight in and was a captain for
Yeah,
us as well. So that could
yeah,
happen. I mean, that's the type of leadership that if it screams out for it, then sure. But I think Mitch has done well. He's built. I mean, he started when Webby started, so there's that companionship. There's that relationship. Mitch, I get the feeling Mitch is more of a. I know Tohu was really good at. I found Tohu by the end of it, like he was quite good with working with the referees.
yeah,
He kind of had a way. Well, it's always been an issue at the Warriors, and just quickly to go off topic, but the referees
mm-hmm.
have been like, we had Mannering, who really wasn't that kind of get in the face of the ref.
Yeah,
We've had a few captains. Steve Price actually was the only one that he used to get right in the ref's face. He was really good at it from memory. But then I noticed Tohu and I thought, he's a bit more quiet type, but you got to see him and he was really quite vocal in his own way.
mm,
I think Mitch could probably be that guy. JFH to an extent, he's more of a lead by example in my opinion, but no doubt
yeah,
he would be that type of guy. But
yeah,
I've got a front runner for me personally. I think Mitch would be the right pick, and because of him from the Newcastle, we knew him at Newcastle, and I suppose when we got him, we felt like he was going to be this ruthless aggression type guy that was a loose cannon. He used to get
yep,
sin-binned and sent off a lot, and he kind of came
exactly.
here and really changed his career around. So
Mm,
I'm in the same boat. Those are my two picks as well. RTS, I saw that in the chat with Zach and appreciate the thought. I just think
yeah.
RTS is kind of he's gone out of the group and then he's kind of trying to reintegrate, and I'm thinking that might just be a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Would you think the same about that in terms of RTS? Yeah.
I agree. And he's very similar, lead from example sort of guy and all that. I think the only difference, the only thing that I'm sort of conflicted with the two names that I've named, obviously Fisher Harris and Barnett, is usually minutes wise. Obviously, both those boys are probably going to bust out 40s, 50s, 60 minutes, but the full 80 minutes, what if we drag both of them off as a double change? We do probably need to have someone that's probably going to be on there for 80 minutes. And other names you could throw out there, like obviously Luke Metcalf wants to step up and be the man. I don't think he's captain material just yet. But maybe a future there. CNK, obviously, he's just been a guy that's just consistently, just always, drag like he's always works hard in that jersey. So that's something I do appreciate. But yeah, the two big names is Barnett and Fisher Harris, and even though that they'll probably, sometimes they'll both be off the field, maybe RTS can be the co-captain and that sort of opportunity there too. So those are definitely the names there. If you want an 80-minute man, maybe RTS is the way that we go, because if you actually look at everyone else, probably go Dal, but I don't think Dal really wants to have that sort of captaincy on his name either. He just doesn't seem that. Oh, maybe. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I think Barnett and Fisher are probably the two big ones that I'm looking at. And they're the leaders for our new future with the Warriors, I reckon.
I think so too. It would be nice to get an out. I mean, obviously, Tohu retired only recently. Would be nice for us fans to get an announcement in the next couple of weeks. And even an interview would be cool, or a little social media piece, depending on who the captain is, just to kind of boost us up for the year. What I like about Barney and Fish is that they are older heads. If I remember correctly, Manners was still quite young at the time when he became captain. He might have been like 24, 25, something like that age where, Barnett and Fish, they've played obviously the highest level. They've done really well career-wise. I think I'm really comfortable. There's a shout from Himeki Egan. Yeah, that might be, that's a good little shout. Taint for the ultimate dark horse, Josh. That would be.
Steals imagine that jersey that steals the captaincy. Can you imagine?
You can imagine the social media piece of like, they reveal from the bottom who the new captain is. It's Taint. No,
Taint Tuifiki, the Burly Bear.
Burly Bear. Oh, crazy!
That's crazy. I love that.
Yeah.